All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of God, Greed, and Guile, coming to you live from somewhere in Texas. Today, guys, what we're going to talk about, you're welcome to call in, too, and discuss this topic if you want, 314-492-3356. The 7 signs that you're in a religious cult. And we're going to apply these pretty much to David E. Taylor, JMMI, KOGGC, Marvels in America, World Healing. And what I'm gonna point out today, and this is an article sent to me by a pastor that I'm very good friends with at this point. Really, I've gone out to I've reached out to him quite a bit, and we talked quite a bit about the dynamics of this cult and what we see, what he's experienced, his opinion on the behavior, a lot of stuff. So, and the first thing I want to start over is, this is an article. It's from verywellmind.com. And it's written by Amy Morin, LCSW, updated May 19th, 2022. And it was fact-checked by Kara Lustig, okay? And this is an article written, and I've researched a lot of articles about cults, and this is just going to kind of, so we can segue into the discussion here. What's a cult? An organized group whose purpose is to dominate cult members through psychological manipulation and pressure strategies. Okay. Here's some of the signs that you're in a religious cult. Okay, I'm just going to start off from the number one. Okay, for David's cult, David.
Don't call him David.
Absolute authoritarianism without accountability. Absolutely. David's cult, David is the absolute authoritarian. There is absolutely no accountability with David's cult. He has never been held accountable to any financial accountability, legal accountability, moral accountability, nothing, everybody. David has gone on for the last 30 years spiritually scamming and manipulating people out of money, their lives, their marriages. We can go into marriages on one whole podcast that David does. This is fact, guys. This is fact. David ruins lives. He's breaking up marriages as we speak. And there's something in here about family unit, distancing the family unit, okay? And I can tie that in to people that I've spoke to who are actually saying, yes, my wife fucking left me for this piece of shit. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. If you have a family member, check this out, who's talking to David E. Taylor. So if you're a husband and a wife and you have a wife that's talking to David E. Taylor, my advice to you, this is just my advice. Don't listen to me, but just simple advice. Get your family as far the fuck away from David E. Taylor as you possibly can. Okay? That's the best advice I can give you. Keep them away. Best advice. Keep your family, your finances, your friends, everybody away from David E. Taylor. Okay? Absolute authoritarianism. There's absolutely right. David, he is the know-all, the see-all. He is God's homeboy, right-hand man, everything. He fucking does God's laundry, the works. He does everything for God, okay? David has made himself to be the absolute only prophet and apostle in the whole fucking cosmos, basically. And I'm not here to say what God's plan is, but David does not have God's ultimate plan. You might think he does in his own fucking twisted little sick world. Yeah, he might think he has God's plan, but I can assure anybody and everybody that's listening to this that David does not have God's ultimate plan. Number two. Zero tolerance for criticism or questions. Absolutely right. If anybody has listened to some of the phone calls on my channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie, you listen to some of the phone calls and they do not like having questions asked of them. They do not like it. Listen to Michelle Brandon's phone call. Michelle does not like having questions asked of her by anybody. She fucking hates it. She doesn't like having questions asked of her. Neither does David. Zero tolerance. They have zero tolerance for criticism, which is why David E. Taylor, piece of shit, David.
Don't call him David.
is going after my YouTube channel, trying to have it struck down because he has zero tolerance for criticism or questions. And the thing is there's some really damning interviews on that channel now of members that have come out of this cult and said, hey, this is a religious cult and it is very dangerous what's going on. What these survivors are saying, like, hey, I went there to look for the real meaning of God and it's not there. It's the complete opposite. It's very evil, it's very dark, and it's very twisted. Number 3, this is a really good one for David. Really good one. Lack of meeting financial disclosure regarding budget. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. David, the IRS just needs to do a full-blown financial audit of David's funds.
Don't call him David.
Don't call him David. Absolutely. This is something I push on my YouTube channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure. Is the fact that this man is jumping around all these tax ID numbers. He's really using the tax ID code, the tax law, to basically hide his crimes, is what I've kind of found out and peeled apart. That's just my opinion. I'm not a tax lawyer or anything, but when you start jumping around tax numbers like that, taking losses and opening up new tax ID numbers, taking losses, that to me constitutes a big red fucking flag, in my opinion. Now, if I was going to do that, say if I did a business like that, what if I was just going to start opening up a bunch of fucking businesses, man? The IRS, they'd be all over me. They'd be all over me. Like, why are you opening all these businesses up, sir? But David could sure as shit open up fucking several different tax ID numbers within a few year time period, and it's all cool. So yeah, huge lack of meaning financial disclosure regarding budget. And the thing is David's buying all these properties up, taking in all this money. He's probably not telling anybody where the money's going, where it's coming from. I'm sure some of the donors that have given money, like by law, they have to give out the tax forms and everything. But David doesn't tell them where the money's going. So yeah, 3, lack of meaning financial disclosure regarding budget. There's zero accountability for this cult, which is why I find it funny that they actually are able to pull a tax exemption status. That's what I don't get.
Your opinion is a lot. So what I'm saying to you is accurate. To purchase the residential center in St. Louis on 10-page.
So
I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
Yeah, I'm sure you aren't, David. Number 4, unreasonable fears about the outside world that often involve evil conspiracies and persecutions. Yeah, they definitely like to spread conspiracy theories inside that cult. I will not talk conspiracy theories here because that's not what my channel's about. But you can bet your ass that David spreads around conspiracy theories about the government and all kinds of shit inside that cult.
I assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
Number 5. This is a good one because of the recent interviews we had with some of these cult survivors that have come out and said, yeah, this is a cult and what's going on there is wrong and it's not true. A belief that former followers are always wrong for leaving and there is never a legitimate reason for anyone else to leave. There is absolutely a legitimate reason for anyone at this cult to leave. There's abuse going on here. David doesn't give 2 shits about anybody there. Why should you guys give a shit about him?
I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
David, at the end of the day, David gives a shit less. David gives 2 shits about who he's scamming. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if you're mentally ill, broke, poor, hungry, cold, sad, tired. Because you know what? At the end of the day, he's going to see... I mean, horrible. Horrible. Stand by, guys. Sorry, I just got an email. Let's see, where were we at? Yeah, so belief system that if anybody leaves, they're all wrong for leaving. And the interviews, you guys, are pretty damning for David. They're damning. David doesn't care about anybody, guys. at the end of the day, okay? Really doesn't. Abusive members, yes. Even in the interview, one of the people said, yes, David abuses members. 100%. He saw it with his own eyes, physically, verbally, psychologically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, you name it. You name it. David, it's funny, I was talking to one of the members offline this morning. Not too long ago, actually. Just before I started this live, I was talking to one of my sources about, what they think of, the evolution of David's cult. I'm trying to figure out if it's the ego, the money, the power, the women, what got to him that forced David to evolve into this huge, destructive cult leader. I'm trying to figure it out. Let's see here. Abuse of members. Okay, yep. So there is physical abuse going on, guys. 100%. There is abuse. That's a control tactic within this cult. Number 7. Records, books, articles, or programs documenting the abuses of the leader or group. Yes, my channel documents, records. We have a documentary out. It's I don't want to say it's like the best out there, but we put our work in on it. It's several hours long, but it's focused around the system that's allowing it. So yes, we are recording the leader's abuse in the group. Yes, 100%, we are. Followers feeling they're never able to be good enough. Yeah, this is a big one for them. This is a big one. David's gonna, again, that you could tie 8 and number 1 into each other. Absolute authoritarianism without accountability. It's like David's always going to be the right one. Nobody else can ever be right. Nobody else can be more spiritually sound than him, smarter, funnier, dress better. Nobody can ever be better than David because his ego will not let him allow it. I would like to think that you put David in a room with like some hardcore fucking thugs and they'd start punking him. Like David would back down in the corner like a scared cat and just and probably back in a corner and just like cower down. David has no backbone. Number 9 can also tie into number 1. A belief that the leader is right at all times. Yeah, David is 100%. You can never be more correct than David. And we're sitting back here, David, check this out, dude. David, if you're so correct, okay, if you're so right, why haven't you come out and shown your face, dude? You came out and showed your face after 2 years of being in hiding just to say that you're going into hiding again. And again, my source offline that I was just talking to on the phone, he strongly thinks that David's going into hiding, that David is done. He thinks David's done. And I firmly agree with him that we're seeing the last of David now for sure. Now he's going to face the fraud. I'm still filing fraud against him. So the fraud reports aren't going to stop. Like he's still got to deal with that. That's still a fire that's burning. The fraud reports aren't going to stop. I'm reporting him for fraud because he's committing fraud. Number 10, a belief that the leader is the exclusive means of knowing truth or giving validation. Absolutely. I just put a video up on my back channel, David E. Taylor, God, Greed, and Lies. And watch the video of the blonde girl and look how she has to go to David for truth or giving validation about what she's saying. It is very deep, very hardcore rooted mind manipulation, guys. And here's 7 other signs that you're in a cult too. Opposing critical thinking, that's number 1. Number 2, we talked about it in the previous 10. Isolating members and penalizing them for leaving. Yes, David isolates the members. He's got all these mansions located all over the place, and he has these people isolated. Emphasizing special doctrines outside Scripture. Yes, David's got his own bullshit doctrine. Seeking inappropriate loyalty to their leaders. Yes, David seeks inappropriate loyalty. He wants blind faith loyalty, basically. Dishonoring the family unit. Yes, this is important because David, you guys, this is not a lie. This is no lie. David, if you are a family unit, okay, David will fuck your family up. If you're married, he will get into your wife's head and listen up, men. Listen up. Women, you too. If you don't want to lose your family, get the fuck away from David E. Taylor, okay? Because he will. I guarantee it. If he gets inside your wife's head, it's fucking done and over with. I promise you that. This is not a lie, people. There are people that some of my sources are dealing with this exact situation. No lie. This is not a lie, everybody. David E. Taylor will fuck your family unit up if he gets inside your wife's head. I promise you. Will not lie about this. Cannot lie about this. This is facts. This is coming from people it's happening to as we speak. You may not care. It's not your family. You're right. But there are people out there who are being affected by this piece of shit, okay? Separation from the church. Yep, David is definitely separated from the church. He is a long way off from any Christian church, religious denomination, this is why I find it funny, everybody, is how the IRS can grant this cult a fucking tax exemption when it's a fucking cult. What the fuck? I don't get it. He's claiming to be a religion, but it's gone beyond any religion. It's a fucking full-blown cult. I wanted to tell everybody, too, if you haven't watched it already, there's a really good show on Peacock, okay? Let me get you the name of it, and it's about the Playboy Mansion. Let me see here. That's the actual name of it. Yeah, Secrets of Playboy. Okay, it's on A&E and it's on Peacock. Secrets of Playboy. You guys need to watch it. You guys want to see the biggest fucking sex cult in America? Watch that show. And I'm calling it a sex cult because that's exactly fucking what it was, man. That's exactly what it was in the get-go when he was starting it. He was a fucking pig, man. Hugh Hefner was not a good person. He was not a nice man. He was not a good person to those women, man. I highly recommend everybody watch it. It's a 10-part series. It's absolutely amazing. Blew my mind, man. You think it makes Hugh to be out this good person, then you start hearing about the models coming forward, basically saying in the front and out the back. They're coming in the front door and out the back. And that Hugh was basically the candy man of that whole fucking joint of the mansion. Real shit, guys. Real shit went on there. Even one of the Playboy bunnies was murdered. Not at the mansion, it was off grounds, but there was sexual assaults going on, some pedophilia going on there, Talk about some real shit. The Playboy industry, guys, in the beginning was a sex cult, guys, and Hugh Hefner was the leader. Can we tie that into some of David's behavior? Absolutely. Let's see here. Let's see as we're going. How people are involved, like get sucked into these cults. One, they don't know. Okay, why people join cults? One, they don't know. Most people don't know they're joining a cult until it's too late. Until it's too late, everybody. Okay. Most of these people that are sucked into these cults might have prior traumas, anxiety, PTSD. Some might be ex-military. All right. If anybody paid attention recently to the House of Prayer Christian Church, they were running an illegal college scam. They were getting VA funds. They were getting VA pensions and running these fake colleges, and the feds caught onto that and busted them and shut them down. Got in a lot of trouble. I'm sure that guy fucking split out of the country. Some of these people that are joining these cults, check it out. Substance abuse issues, absolutely. I know for a fact that there are people in David's cult that have substance abuse issues, or who have had substance abuse issues, right? I know for a fact that there are some with some past family traumas, and some very severe ones at that. Facts, guys. I don't just sit here and say this shit because I want to. No. There are sources that have come forward in this and say, yes, I know about these people. Okay? And I don't put that out here because some of the information is really hardcore, man. Other reasons. Many cult members may have insecurities, unresolved insecurities, attachment insecurities, you know? And usually, check it out, like once people get into groups like this, they're usually forced to distance themselves from outsiders, basically to cut off that outside communication. That way the brainwashing starts, the manipulation starts, okay? Another reason, they're manipulated into joining. Again, sometimes people don't know they're in a cult until it's too late. Until it's too fucking late, alright? That's the problem. Let's see. Let's take a peek. What are some examples of other cults that we've seen in the past? Charles Manson, right? Charles Manson, yeah, it was a cult, but check it out. Charles Manson, he technically didn't do shit. He sanctioned the murders, yeah. He told the people to go kill those people. But Charles Manson, that guy was a fucking clown, man. That guy's a fucking clown. Jim Jones? Yep, okay, that's fucking one of the... that is the world's most famous cult, basically, because of what happened down in Guyana. It sanctioned that fucking mass murder and killed all those people. Jim Jones founded the People Temples in 1955. Went down to Guyana after all the bullshit he dealt with in California. Sanctioned the mass murder. Over 900 people died. Men, women, children. Prior to that, remember, the senators ended up getting shot and killed, getting on the plane to get out of there. Y'all remember that? I'm sure some of y'all do. We gotta evaluate that and pay attention to what's going on here with the modern day cults like David E. Taylor's. Let's see, who was the official? Trying to see. Let's see. It doesn't. I can't. I don't have the official name right here, but you guys all remember that they shot and killed that representative from the government. Jones took the fucking pansy way out and put a bullet in his head. Of course, Jones didn't take any of the poison. He forced everybody else to drink it. He put a bullet in his head. Heaven's Gate. We got the leader Herf Applewhite, or Marshall Applewhite. He sanctioned a mass suicide in 1997. 39 members, they all put on matching suits, and they all drank that Kool-Aid, covered themselves in purple blankets, and they all pieced out. They all committed ritualistic suicide, and that was around the time of Comet Hellbop, if y'all remember. What they believed is they were basically going to sit on the back of Comet Hellbop and wave to us as they went by. That's what they thought. That one, okay. Jim Jones is the largest mass suicide, right? Cult suicide, I believe. But Heaven's Gate was the largest religious mass suicide in America, in U.S. history. I think it still holds the title for largest still. Not sure. But yeah, Heaven's Gate, there wasn't so much controversy around Heaven's Gate like there is David's, though, if you think about it. But David's scripture, you guys, it's not Christianity, it's not religion, it's not anything anymore. It's very dangerous doctrine. I don't even want to call it doctrine, it's just crap. It's just religious bullshit at this point. He throws in some hallelujahs, God bless yous, amens, and keys to the kingdom, and I'm the prophet, apostle, pastor, evangelist. fucking homemaker, whatever. David's dangerous, y'all. You got David Koresh, Branch Davidians, all right? That's the next biggest cult that we know in America, David Koresh. What happened in Waco? ATF went in there. Ended up fucking burning up the compound. Right? Big shootout happened. 51 day standoff. 75 people died. Then like Jim Jones, fucking Koresh shot himself, of course. Take the fucking coward's way out. Go figure. That's going to kind of be it for the day, guys. I just wanted to throw that out there. What is a cult? And the 10 warning signs. They're all there. David falls under each and every warning sign of a religious cult, you guys. Every single fucking one of them. And if you're not careful, David will get into your family. And he will no doubt fuck your family up. I promise you. He will financially screw your family up. He will emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, physically, everything. David will destroy your life. David E. Taylor, wannabe prophet and apostle, living in Lutz, Florida, okay? He's got houses up in Chesterfield. He's got places down in Taylor, Michigan in the Dearborn area. He's got places down in Florida. He's got one down there at the Avila Country Club. The 706 Guisando de Avila that they just bought from the Buccaneers assistant coach, Darcy Glazer Kasowitz. She no longer owns the house, but they bought it from her for 8.9, I believe. 8.95. So just under $9 million. The cult bought it, so now they're living down there in their big palace behind the high walls, hiding from everybody. Because they've pretty much just fucking lied to everybody their whole life. So now David's got to stay in hiding. And again, this is coming from a good confidant of mine that I talk to quite often offline. And he, again, I'm inclined to believe, to go with what he's saying, that David, we're not going to see David anymore. His house of cards is tumbled. He has nothing more. David has nothing more to come out and preach on. He has nothing more. He can't face the criticism to come out. All he's doing is just running bullshit lives and bullshit reruns on his channel anymore. No new content. But he's still somehow bringing in money to buy all these mansions. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, by all means, leave them in the comment section below. Find me on my channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie. Or you can like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. My other channel is under copyright. However, it is winning right now. And a lot of people told me start another channel just in case. So I started another channel just in case. I want David to know. David, if you're listening, David, listen up, man. I'm not going away, dude. Listen up. I'm not going away. You can strike down as many channels as you want from me, dude. Just like YouTube has done to you, and you keep popping up and making new channels. Guess what, dude? I'm not going away, dude. Not until you're fucking arrested, David. And guess what? You will be arrested someday. You will be arrested. Just be patient, David. Keep doing the shit you're doing. I'm still going to file fraud. I urge everybody on the channel to file fraud. I have the form set up in my channel description. If you're asking the question, why David isn't in prison, guess what? Fill out one of the fraud reports. Fill out one of the fraud reports and send it into the IRS. That's all you got to do. Just one. Just one, you guys. Just one. I send them out every week because I know that's what it takes. I know that's what it takes for the IRS to get off their ass and do their fucking job. All right? They just got $80 billion in fucking relief. They better do their fucking job, in my opinion. $80 billion fucking dollars? What the fuck are they doing up there? They aren't fucking looking after assholes like David E. Taylor, that's for sure. They're letting this piece of shit David launder fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. And here the IRS is getting $80 billion? Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Y'all make the IRS do their job. Fill out the fraud reports. I have them on both of my channels in the description. You have to click on the link and request the link, okay? You have to. It's a Google link. It's a Google Drive. That's how I have the form set up, okay? I do not share your information. everything remains confidential. And once I get the email of the request, I delete the email. Once I open up the file for you guys, I delete the email because I want you guys to feel as safe and as confident as you can here to file those reports with the IRS. They're not. I promise you. I promise you, they are not the IRS. The IRS is not going to come knock on your door and ask if you filled out a fraud report. They are not going to subpoena you to court. They will not bring you in for questioning. The last thing the IRS is going to do is bring you in on questioning for a tax fraud case. They have all their own people for that shit. It takes us, the citizens, the taxpayers, to bring awareness to these guys. IRS isn't going to go out and just bust David. They're the ones being scammed by David. He's using their very own tax laws to scam them. So, with that being said, you guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Check out my channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie. It is under copyright strike right now, but again, guys, I'm winning the copyright. David copyrighted 42 videos. Let's see, it was a total of 10 copyright strikes, and there were 42 videos that he's trying to copyright. But I just got my first copyright victory back the other day, yesterday actually, so it is going in my favor so far with the first one. So you guys stay tuned, listen for updates. I'm putting community posts on my other channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, by all means, leave them down in the section below on this channel. And I hope to see you guys again soon on my other channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie.